What has it meant for you to be in an active club?
It's hard to even describe. It's so little about the golf. It's so much about the friends we made. I hate to say that it made me that there's still good people out there with all the negative stuff we see. That's what it reminds me of.
Hello everybody, Duff here for another very special VIP tournament here on Ultimate Golf. These VIP tournaments are a chance for you guys to play alongside our featured guests, and we've had some wonderful guests so far in this series, from CBS presenters to professional athletes, Food Network stars, game developers, and even some fellow players. Today's guest is one of the few players in this game I am afraid to go up against in tournaments. We have none other than my whiskey business brother, Lema. Lema, what's going on, man?
Hey, Duff. How are you, bud? Glad to finally get this done.
It's been a long time coming. You've certainly earned it. Why don't you go ahead, tee off here on number one, and we're going to get to know Lema. Gonna have a little chat with him over the next little while as he plays 18 holes at the beautiful Torrey Pines. Lema, so we've been friends for quite a while now, for a few years. I need to know though, how did you get started with Ultimate Golf?
I was at work one day back when I worked in the Gulf of Mexico in the oil and gas industry, and we had some downtime, and where we were had decent internet, so I was just looking for a golf game. I've not been a big gamer ever in my life, but I downloaded this game, didn't even know how to enter a tournament. Just played a couple head-to-heads, and if you'd have told me I'd still be playing this game, I would be absolutely shocked. But here I am, and I met some great people along the way. Duff, you being one of them, bud.
Oh, buddy. Likewise. So you're out there. Well, you brought up the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, so let's go with that as Lema goes to make his approach shot here. Why don't you quickly tell us what it's like to be in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico?
It's different for sure. It's just a bunch of guys all working, trying to get a particular job done. I worked for a service company. I mean, we go service wells in every form or fashion that you can imagine. You know, from wells being drilled to work over stuff up to the plug and abandon part of it. And it's just different, man. You know, it's a different lifestyle. I live my life on call, on call 24/7, no hard days off. It was, it's just a different lifestyle,
So great approach shot there by Lema. You can see him using the Pro D1s. He's going to give you guys a chance. Here we are, Torrey Pines, hole 2. Good chance to go at it here. I think we're going to get on the green. So we've got that Pro D, which means we've got the elevated winds. We can see that 8-3. What's your plan here, Lema? You gonna try and give this one a little bit of a run here? Or what?
I was using my calculator to calculate my RB pull. I took a little bit off the top spin. It should go hard right at the pin, so hopefully the wind pushes me a little bit out to the left. And we'll see. I'm gonna pull 7.4 rings. It should get close. It leaves a nasty putt if you don't get back there. So
if you leave this one short, it is certainly nasty.
Yeah. This is one of the hardest greens, and then the camera goes to behind the tree sometimes, and you don't know if it goes in or not.
It's like a waiting. It's like, come on, yeah, it's in. All right, let's see how close Lema can get here. Number 2 at Torrey Pines. He's -1 after 1.
I probably should have left the top spin on.
Ooh, that might have been close actually.
Yeah,
still though,
left it on.
1654. So if you guys are watching and playing along at home, your wins are the exact same as Lema using here. So put that full top spin on. You saw what he already said what the adjustment was. Maybe you can get that one even closer. I challenge you. Beat his 1600 and change here on hole 2 with the easy eagle. So Lema, obviously I'm up here, not obviously, but as people know, I am Canadian. Now, as a Canadian, I need you to teach me how to say this. You're in, I want to say Louisiana, but that's not the right way to say it. So let's start off. How would you say it? Where are you from? What state?
I'm from Louisiana. I said just
Louisiana.
Like, some people say Louisiana. It's Louisiana.
So what is life like in Louisiana? Like what, is it nice out there right now?
It's beautiful in the wintertime. Like today, the high is 65, not a cloud in the sky. We're going to have some storms tomorrow. But, I mean, in the wintertime, we have 6 months of pretty good weather. In the summertime, it's oppressively hot.
Now, when we think Louisiana, we think a different type of cuisine. Is there any local favorites that's like a must-have? If I came to visit Lema down there, you're like, all right, Duff, I'm taking you for fill in the blank. Yes,
it's almost crawfish season. We'll definitely have some boiled crawfish.
I'm so down. I grew up on the Pacific Ocean, but seafood, I love it. Speaking of Pacific Ocean, here we are staring at it here, this beautiful par 3, San Diego, Torrey Pines.
Too strong of a pull. It's hard to play and talk. I lost count of my rings. Yeah.
It's so hard, isn't it? This isn't easy.
Way different than the CCC. I would do that any day of the week.
You're 10-time champion with Whiskey Business, playing in the CCC. You've had a big hand in a lot of those. Part of one of the most epic battles ever. Remember who was it? You and... Oh, was it Reba? I know he just recently challenged you, but lots of drops back and forth. You remember that first one?
It was Reba. Yep, yes. It was Reba. It was at Sedgefield, too. Crazy to get all them drops there. What has the CCC meant for you? Is it one of those tournaments you look forward to? Do you like getting up to playing live? Or you try and avoid it? What are your feelings towards that? I hate to say it's one of the reasons why I still play the game, but it definitely is there, along with the friendships I've made with the guys in Whiskey Business. But the CCC, I enjoy playing live. It's a way to be competitive. It's hard to say if I'd be playing or not without the CCC because of the friends I've made along the way. But it's definitely a big reason why I still play, and I look forward to it every month, you know.
All right, let's watch Lema make the approach here with the headwind on number 4. You'll notice he picked his spot off the green, kind of into max Bigfoot range here. Lema, you've always been a Bigfoot guy, haven't you?
Yes, that is my preferred long iron. I had to learn lightning rod for when I'm outside of Bigfoot. I know, so close. Heartbreaking. I shouldn't have taken off the backspin probably, but yeah,
Never
if I'm in Bigfoot range, I am Bigfoot 100% of the time.
As we go to the next hole, number 5 here at Torrey Pines, the par 4. We were talking about the wins and you using the Pro Ds here. I do have your top 5 used balls here. Number 1, I think no surprise, Tour Pro Trophy.
Oh. Nice.
That is your number 1 used balls. So when you guys see Lema at the top of all these tournament lists, know that his number 1 used ball, the Tour Pro Trophy. Number 2, this one a shock, the ball you're using right now, Pro D1.
Probably from Royales.
A lot of Royales in there, and early game, right? Early game, we use the Pro Ds a lot. Number 3, the A-Flight.
Ooh, Ranch is going to be so mad.
You're like me. So when I played a lot too, I didn't like accumulating all these balls. As I get them in, I use them. I know you're like me too, that at the end of every season, like those gold balls get real low, those A-Flights get real low. But you do have the ability, because you win more than you lose, to earn those back in a hurry.
Yeah, I think my A-Flight count is probably as high as it's been in the last year right now. But I'm going to use some today for Thunderdome for sure.
So speaking of Thunderdome, so that started for us. You guys are watching this later, but that's starting today in the real world. What is your favorite tournament format? What one do you look forward to the most?
Probably the UGT, just a daily 9-hole. That and Thunderdome. I do like Thunderdome. The needle speed can get a little annoying, but for the most part, I enjoy the tournament because I like the competition.
So Thunderdome, again, for you guys watching, is limited to Tour Pro only players. The first 2,500 to enter get to enter in this tournament. It's a 2-round event, cumulative scoring, where we've got limited replays, bigger wins, and all the best players in the game in one big bracket for massive country club awards. And you get some balls thrown at you.
Well, and pins. You get
they're very good pins. Look at this. What a fantastic co-host you are, Lema. Make sure I hit all them points.
That's the first time and probably the last time anyone will see that.
So Lema on the par 5 here, hole 6. Kind of picking a spot a little bit off the tee. It's a little bit tougher to do on the par 5s.
Yeah, I do want to add that I do like the Ultimate Pass tournament too. I like the minimal replays. It's fun and it's competitive because you always have tons of other good players in your bracket.
Lema's definitely in the category of a let's call it old school. You like the old school, the limited replays, not a lot of pins, but there is something for everybody. Cumulative 4 days, 4 rounds. You have the option to do that in the game. We've got stuff like the Thunderdome, limited replays, only 2 rounds, and then Lema's favorite there, the daily UGTs. Oh, he gave it 2 looks. 1,800 for the Alba. Leaves it on the edge. This 6-hole stretch, the longest 6-hole stretch Lema has ever gone without a drop. So what do we say, folks? Hole 7. Let's switch him over to any ball he wants. So we call you the mayor because of your last name and the French translation of that. Other people call you the goat. Let's have him walk us through a hole. And I'm going to tell you right now, he has not seen this course like before this. He didn't have practice rounds. I can pretty much guarantee a drop here. This is how good this guy is. So I'm going to put the pressure on you.
Yeah, look at the pressure's on. I'm laying up to max Bigfoot range. I do that on every chance I get.
So he's picking a spot there. He's picking max Bigfoot range, where he's going to put that ball, using that gold cup ball, that Whiskey Business logo on it. Whiskey Business, the past champions of the CCC.
I'm using that because I like the wind range. I'm a wind range player. I like it between 2.7 to 3.3 or 3.4. That's where I'm most comfortable. That's how I choose my ball off the tee.
So there you go. So you will know that off the tee, if you have the lower end, so if the winds in a tournament are 14 to 17, if off the tee, you can see that if it's a basic ball, you're at like 14.2. You know it's going to stay in the lower end of that range for your approach shot for the whole duration of the hole.
Yeah, the first thing I do is I get rings from max to the cup just to help with my future calculation.
So here's what he's doing. He's figuring out how close he is to max Bigfoot range. The closer you are to max range, the more backspin you have available, the more predictable the shot's going to be, the less secondary wind effect, which is what happens with the ball after that first bounce and the wind starts getting big.
Yeah, so I'm a total of 6.9 rings for max. I'm probably going to take off a touch of backspin. I think with the green sloping towards the front, it may try to come up short, but let's see what happens.
All right, don't make a liar out of me. I love that it was a headwind too, by the way. Oh, he called it! He said it's gonna come up short, and it did.
Oh.
Dead nuts. Yeah. Middle of the pin. It got right to the lip and spun back.
Yeah, I don't think my pull was on that one. Pulling right up the hill. I think I left it really short. That's on. I'm going to go back to D1s. You can see how I'll play this hole with D1s, especially in this wind, because it's difficult. I've dropped a few like this, but it's definitely hit or miss. But I use this right fringe.
So talking about playing under pressure, I once recall a story of a certain Mr. Lema playing at like a Top Golf driving range under some pressure, maybe against a pro athlete.
Yes, that did happen.
Do you have any idea what I'm talking about, Lema?
Yes, I do. I played against Mark Rippon when he was recently retired. This was in probably 2009. I went to DC to watch a Saints game, and my friend took me to Topgolf. It was just a fun excursion. Rented some clubs. They were awful, and he was doing a fundraiser, and it was whoever shot the 5 lowest or the 5 highest number scores all day. That you got to play against Mark Rippon. And my buddy asked me if I wanted to enter. I said no. I said I don't. I said I'm playing with these, awful clubs. And well, anyway, he was $10 to enter. He put me in without telling me, and I ended up playing against Mark Rippon at 5 o'clock. And it was it was a great experience. Of course, I won. I don't say that. I'm decent at real golf. I grew up playing golf. My grandfather owned a golf course.
So let's talk a little bit about that. So, grandfather owned a golf course, so you were out there quite a bit, carried that on. How often were you golfing? How good did you get? How low did you get that handicap? And do you still get out very often?
At the lowest, my handicap was around a +1, a little bit under a +1. But I don't play very much now. I don't play often at all now. Although I play a few times a year. I can shoot anywhere from 75 to 100. But
it happens.
Well, I've never had a lesson. I just grew up as a kid. I grew up playing golf, and I don't know. I have my own swing. I hit the ball pure. Sometimes I can putt, sometimes I can't. But that just comes from not playing.
What do you think of these new clubs?
Oh, I knew it. I'm going to have to change to lightning rod.
Oh, he's going to give the LR a go.
Yeah. No, I think they're good overall. I'm not going to be there for at least... I looked at my lightning rod today. It's 1,000 cards to get there. I am at 150. So I have a very long way to go. But I'm looking forward to it. It was fun to play the Grand Prix with Max Peggy. And I think we had lightning rod a couple days.
So you played a little bit of golf growing up. You played some baseball. How baseball through high school? Did you play baseball in college at all too?
I was a preferred walk-on. Oh, that's hot. I was a preferred walk-on, and I did a couple of the drills, and I did not enjoy. I was not having fun. That did not last long. So I joined a fraternity, and then I had fun.
So Lema going to use the Pro D Xmas, recently boosted to 13% power. You can see that at the bottom of your screen there. It's the only ball in the entire game at 13. People wonder, why do I want a ball with no wind reduction? This is why right here. He's going to be playing with a 16.8 tailwind. See him throw that left curl on there. No pins here, just the good ball. Watch this roll out.
I'm going to have a tiny adjust, probably.
On the back pin, this would have been tricky, but... Lema, so when you're playing golf and you get to the turn, you would just get right onto that number 10 tee deck, or do you like to stop and have a bite and maybe a drink? And
I typically go right to the tip tee. I might get... If I'm hungry, I'll grab a quick sandwich or grab something to drink. I'm not a huge drinker, so I'll load up on the water or whatever.
Yeah.
That's just me. I'm just gonna.
But get out there. Finish 9. Do whatever you need to do. Get right back on there on 10.
Yes.
All right. So we saw Lema back all the way out here, range all the way out to have a look at the distance on that hive. Oh no! Maybe you should have looked out a little further. You know what, guys? This is good for you. The lower or the higher he shoots, the better it is for you guys.
Dude, the ball wouldn't pull back. And I thought I did it. Thought I shot a putt across the green.
You like sports? Big UFC guy, right?
That's one of my favorite sports to watch.
Have you? When did you first start watching the UFC? Back in the old school days with no weight classes and guys.
I remember watching Frank Shamrock, and
was that the?
Yeah, and Tank Abbott. I mean, he was just a brawler that would get in there like Tank Abbott and those guys. I remember watching that when I was in high school or shortly after high school. I need a drop at some point, though.
We're gonna get one. We're gonna get one. If not, yeah, we'll go back to the good balls.
Yeah, it is tricky. I don't play with D1s all too often.
You and I would be in brackets against each other, battling back and forth, and then one day I saw on Reddit this guy Lema make a post, and I went, "That's that son of a bitch that I've been battling with in all these tournaments. I would rather have him on my side than against me." Do you remember that that day we checked your old Reddit DMs?
100%. That's how we met, through Reddit. I rarely go to Reddit anymore, but I'm
100%.
thankful.
Yeah.
But I'm thankful that you sent me that message, and it started a friendship that we still continue now.
So Lema and I met, like two and a half years ago, and we kind of like learned this game all together. And I think that's why you and we played the exact same way, like Bigfoot, same way, full backspin. And then we went from having just a small little group of friends to 25 friends that we now had in our country club. And then we saw earlier this year with the expansion to 50. Maybe for the people that aren't in an active country club like we are, what has it meant for you to be in an active club?
It's such a huge part of my life. It's hard to even describe. It's so little about the golf. It's so much about the friends we made. I hate to say that it made me that there's still good people out there with all the negative stuff we see. That's what it reminds me of.
You come to Ultimate Golf for the game and for the graphics and the gameplay and all that, and you stay for the people. And that's and I think that is the advantage of Ultimate Golf over every single other mobile game out there. Is what a great, absolute, fantastic community that there is in Ultimate Golf. When you're out there and competing, which is what Ultimate Golf allows you to do, is we have tournament formats where you get to compete as an individual and as a team. You get pretty intense, but it's no different than men's league hockey, where you can go out there and fight some guy in the third period, and then you're up in the bar having a beer together afterwards. Who'd have thunk? Here we are, young-ish. We're old guys like us making friends on the internet, playing an online golf game. Lema's putted more feet in this one round today than he has in the previous 15 rounds that he's played. Number 14. We're going to try and get a drop here with the D1s. So Royales, that's where the question started, and then we started going off on a tangent, as we often do. I started off playing Royales, and then I went like a long time where I'm like, I can't be bothered to play Royales. And then you kind of find a new groove again with them. And I think that's just part of the competitive nature, is you start playing them, you come whatever 5th or 6th, and you go, I don't like seeing myself 5th or 6th on a leaderboard. I'm going to get good at these. And that's what you've done.
Yeah, I was a late comer to Royales. I didn't play until I was a Tour Pro. I didn't start playing them until Ultimate Cup started. That's what I was like. Well, I can win some gold balls, so let's try to get better.
Do you have a favorite Royale format that you're like, hey, I'm gonna play this one tonight because it's on?
I don't like to aim. I'm a quick shooter. I'd like to quick shoot.
Yes, the Royales. So we've had a lot of fun as a group playing Royales as like a hangout session. You hang out, a bunch of you get on a Zoom call. For us, we use Discord. And getting the whole, it wanted to, little under adjust. And you just play Royales because you can chat at the same time. You don't necessarily need to screen share or anything. You just play your game and have some fun. We've had a lot of fun playing those years.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things to do with Whiskey Business is for all of us to hop in, play Royals, and chat. I'm gonna lay up the Bigfoot like I always do. If I want to use pins, you could probably use pins to get to know adjust, but let's play it how I would play it.
We want to see that Bigfoot in action. Fancy new graphics on the screen there with the latest update. The ultimate shot looking good.
Begging for drops with these dead nut headwinds, and let's hope this one falls, because if not, I'll be embarrassed.
We're gonna see this probably hop once or twice, and that third hop, maybe even the second hop right in the hole here with that 2.9 headwind. He hits the ultimate shot. Watch this. Lema showing us how it's done with the fairly routine Bigfoot headwind drop.
I'm gonna switch to root here.
Lema showing his old school ways. So for us coming up, Hellfire wasn't around. It wasn't even an option. Like, we had the root max before Hellfire was even at like a 1 or a 2. And so for us longer term players, root was definitely the #1 approach option in the wood category.
Yeah, I actually used root in the last CCC.
We go back to back here?
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, it's got a chance. Yes, it does! Look at, there it is! We see the chair go back. We see the arms come up. Lema with the D1 drop. Huge!
I can't describe how happy I am.
Let's go 3 for 3 here. You hit the first one, you hit the second one. Oh, we got options.
Well, options. With this pin, I do not lay up to Bigfoot. It is impossible to get it to stop. Yeah. I'm probably just gonna blast it with the DX, and we'll see what happens.
Go for it.
I would normally use a green.
If you want to pin it up, go ahead, pin it up. Show us what you would do. You need to get this drop.
All right, let's do it. I would probably use a green driver and woods. That way, it doesn't affect my hive, or if I have an adjustment. I'm not expecting to have one, but you never know. Man, I may add a ball power pin just because it's not quite a straight enough tailwind, so let's see what happens.
All right, so we're gonna see what's happening. Lema needs a drop here. We're putting the situation on. Needs a drop on 17. What are his options? And what he's going to do.
I always look at it like this, just to see about where it's gonna land.
Yep.
And I'm gonna add some curl.
Counteract the secondary wind coming off.
And I would like to be in the bunker or, right next. Ideally I want to be with Hive because the meter is great, but I would take this, yeah.
So there you go, folks. If you need a guaranteed drop on 17, you didn't even use the fanciest of pins either.
A green. I used a ball power pin, but that's it. In Thunderdome, I would definitely apply a swing meter pin. Because, as Easy said, you see sparks when you're playing with the sand.
She goes quick.
Let it pass a few times. Just get a feel for,
Watch this. Oh, so speaking of this, so a lot of players, I'm a right to left guy. So as the needle's passing, I'm right to left, only right to left in tournament play. If it's left, don't even left to right is like throwing a ball with the wrong hand. Like, it's not happening. So Royales, blitzes, which is a form of Royale, definitely help your tournament play for a situation like you just saw yourself in there on 17, where you blast one into the rough or the sand. Now you've taken this shot hundreds, if not thousands of times, and you have the confidence to hit the needle, get the ultimate shot at the top, and hit those tough, rough, or sand shots in tournament play. Whereas someone that doesn't play Royales a lot might only see that situation once or twice a week. All right, Lema, let's have some fun here to help those people with that shot. I'm going to challenge you to get the lowest TB you can and still be on the green on this approach shot.
Okay, it sounds fun.
What do you think our best bet here? Down to the just trickle it on?
I think that's. Yeah, but that wind is going to be hard. I'm going to try to get it to come here.
Yeah, there we go. We don't need it to go in the water. Or, you know what? If it does go in the water, who cares? It's going to help the people out.
Yeah, I'll take a real crack at it. Let's see. Check all these landing spots, see which one's the best.
So this is one of the fun things you guys can do within your own country clubs, is have fun little tournaments, make up rules. This is the one I use all the time for my friends, is lowest TB, you have to be on the green in regulation. So in a situation like this, let's see how low TB he can get, but still put it on. Why not? We've got one of the best in the game. We've seen him made some drops. Let's see him have a little bit of fun.
I'm going to try to curl it too. That's one thing, Hellfire has a lot of curl. I don't want it to go in the water, but it may. I'm cutting it close. Oh!
Uh-oh!
It did.
Hey! OB on 18!
Oh, no.
All right, go put it up there. The people love you for it. Pacific Ocean out in the background, the waves. If you could golf any course in the game, Lema, airfare for two and greens fees, you just won them. What course you picking?
In this game?
Yep.
I'd probably go Abu Dhabi or...
Now, is that only because you want to go to the UAE or because you like the golf course?
I like the golf course. It's interesting. I do like the golf course. And I wouldn't mind going there. I don't think I haven't played any. I haven't played any of the courses in the game, but I know a bunch of people have. I had a friend who's played Torrey Pines several times. His brother-in-law was a PGA Tour player in the early 2000s, and he's from that area. Good friends with Tiger. And,
oh, wow.
You know, he actually played with him in a President's Cup. His name is Chris Riley.
Torrey Pines is actually a municipal-owned course.
Yes, he plays it. I think it's $30 for the locals.
You can just walk on and play it. It's municipal-owned. It's not some fancy highfalutin charge you $200,000 membership courses. It's city-owned. All right, Lema, minus 25. You gave one back on 18 for the people. You showed us how to do it on 15, 16, and 17. Been a good friend of mine for years now. What a pleasure joining us here on a VIP tournament. The floor is yours, Lema. Anything you want to say, shout outs, anything you want to say to your fellow players, teammates, anything. It's all yours.
Duff, thank you for all you do, buddy. I consider you a good friend to all my boys in whiskey business. It's just a pleasure getting to interact with all you guys every day. To the people that are outside of whiskey business, I've met some great friends too. So it's a great game, and it's made better by the people.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Lema playing his VIP tournament. All right, I'm Duff. This has been another VIP tournament here on Ultimate Golf. We'll see you next time.